AP tests are approaching and students are starting to begin to wonder, how can we prepare and distress? And I'm Dylan Oliver, and this is Maniac Monday. Hello, Mason Nation. Welcome to our second to last episode of Maniac Monday's podcast for the 2021 school year. My name is Dylan Oliver, and I am your ASB treasurer. I also take AP classes, and I am taking 5 this year. And I'm so excited to be hosting today with 2 AP teachers, with Miss Lindfors as our AP Rhetoric teacher.
Hello.
And Miss Lindfors is our longest serving teacher at Mesa. She started teaching in 1985 and has taught all grades and levels of English. And currently she is teaching junior English and AP English language and composition to our juniors. And our other AP teacher is Miss Rasmussen for AP Environmental Science. And she has been teaching APES for 15 years and has also taken a fair amount of AP tests while she was in high school.
Hi.
This month's episode will be based on AP questions generated by you, the students, as well as ways to help distress before your exams and to begin the next week. So let's get right to it. So for the first question for either Miss Rasmussen or Miss Lindfors, since both of you are AP teachers, it might be fun for Mesa Nation to know what AP classes you took while you were in high school.
I can start. So when I was in high school, we had a funny thing at my high school. We had honors classes, but we only had one actual AP class, which was AP Bio. So I took that one. But then the honors teachers encouraged everyone to also take AP tests. So I ended up taking, I want to say maybe 9 AP tests between my junior and senior year. I took English language and comp or lit. And then I also took one in Spanish that I didn't pass. I took AP Bio. We didn't have AP Environmental at the time, so I didn't get to take that one. I think I took AP Chem, AP Calc. I'd have to go back and look at all of them, but it was a pretty good number of AP tests. Oh yeah, APUSH and AP Gov and AP Econ. So yeah, some of them were easy and some of them kicked my butt.
And then I went to high school so long ago, we literally didn't have any AP classes until about 5 years after I graduated. But I did take honors English, and I took a lot of hard math, and I took advanced biology, and anyway, so probably would have taken AP if they had been available.
Sounds good. Sounds like a lot of students here at Mesa. So question 2, Mesa Nation would like to know when you believe they should start studying and preparing for their exams.
I'll start with that one. I like to joke that, like the Seinfeld show, which is a show about nothing, my personal exam is an exam about nothing. The good news about AP language, which is also sometimes called AP rhetoric, is there's not a lot of cramming or studying one can do. It's 100% skills based. Can you read critically at the college level, and can you write? And that's something that's developed all year long. I would think if I were taking, though, an AP US history exam, I would probably study starting yesterday, cramming. What about you, Ms. Rasmussen?
Yeah, absolutely. I always build in about 2 to 3 weeks at the end of, like, right before the exam for review time. But really studying should begin, I would say, probably as early as January. That's okay, though. You don't need to panic. If you haven't started studying yet, my recommendation would be just go buy one of those AP prep books, like from Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and start studying now, because any studying that you can do is better than doing nothing.
So on that note, as far as preparing for the test, do you believe that it's worth reviewing everything, or will going over the main concepts work just as well?
For my exam, I think it's a good idea, and we'll be doing this in class, to be familiar with the format of the multiple choice and do some practice tests, including perhaps in those purchased books like Mrs. Rasmussen just recommended, as well as the practice tests I administer in class, and then just looking at all the old prompts for the 3 kinds of essays and making sure you're familiar with the strategies for those.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what kind of class you're taking. For something that's more like AP Environmental Science, that's more content-based, that would probably be the same for APUSH or some of the other APs. You would definitely want to go with something that's similar to a prep book, or if your teacher has review materials that they give you, you definitely can't just review the broad concepts. That won't give you the detailed knowledge you need to actually be able to pass the AP test, because normally the way the test writers set up the tests is that they'll have very easy questions that are designed for everybody to be able to answer. And then as the questions scale in difficulty, they're trying to weed out people. Basically, they're trying to figure out like, what's the difference between a student who's got at a level 2 and a student who's at a 3, or a student who's at a 3 and versus a 4. And so as the questions get harder, you want to make sure that you've got that detailed knowledge to be able to answer those more specific questions, or more skills-based questions, or ones where you have to do analysis, not just recognizing key terms, which is all you're going to get if you just kind of skim your vocab.
And I have a helpful hint. A lot of my students are unaware of the fact that anyone who has an internet connection can go to the College Board website and get the free response questions for the last, I don't know, 50 years. I'm kidding, but quite a few years, with the rubrics and the scorer comments and the scores, and you can actually see the handwritten essays or free response, and you can see why this particular response got a good grade. I think there's nothing like that for good review. You know, AP teachers have access to a bit more available at with our secret code, but anyone can go see those released examples, and those are very instructive.
I agree, Michelle. That's awesome. Mrs. Lindfors, that's awesome to make sure that you review those FRQs. FRQs, essay prompts, DBQs, you really get a good sense of what they're looking for, especially if you're reading like some of the good answers versus some of the less good answers. And you can kind of see the difference in terms of writing and sophistication and detail of knowledge. So that would be, yeah, that'd be great. I'd highly recommend that.
Yeah, I remember using some of those in both of your classes, and I'm sure a lot of students are going to try that out now.
And I should say, Dylan Oliver was one of my few students last year who watched all of the videos that the College Board made for our rhetorical analysis question. So yay, Dylan.
Thank you. So for you, both of you, do you guys have any tips that you believe students should do to help de-stress before the exam? Or do you guys have any ways that you guys distress yourself, knowing that this year hasn't been the easiest for teachers themselves either?
I think for students to de-stress, a really important thing is just to remember that, like, as important as all of this is to you, it's not life defining. Like, if you fail your AP test in 20 years, no one's going to know and no one's going to care. So I know we put a lot of pressure on right now, but ultimately, just keep that in the back of your mind. This is not the end of your world. Just take a few deep breaths. Also, making sure that you schedule some time in to take a break from studying. So I would even say, map out how much time you have, put it in blocks. Like, this is the time I'm going to study, and then this is the time I'm going to go for a run, or go sit at a park for a little while, or read a book, or play a video game, or whatever it is you do that helps you kind of relax. Me personally, I have been doing a lot of walks at night, just to kind of in the evenings, to try and kind of get a little bit of exercise, and then also process things and kind of leave the chaos of my family of 4 children behind and just kind of get a little space. So that's been really helpful. Also, if you can afford them, massages are great. And for all the ladies out there, pedicures, manicures, great way to de-stress.
I would agree with all of that. My father used to ask me this question whenever I would get all upset as a high school student, or even in college. He would say, is this going to matter in 5 years? If it is, then you need to keep on worrying about it. If not, you need to just relax and let it go. So I would agree that we want you all to pass all of your exams, but should you not pass them all, certainly this year you can give yourself some grace, because it has been a very difficult year. And I don't think any AP teacher out there at any school feels like we have been able to cover all the curriculum we normally do. So we're all just, working together, doing the best we can. I take a walk with my husband and dog, and sometimes children, every night also. And then I also think, research shows if you put away your studying and you take a nap or you sleep on it, somehow that seems to, get back into your long-term memory a little bit better. Getting a lot of rest and eating really nutritious food the week of the AP exam is a great idea as well.
Yeah, those are all great. I'll make sure to be using those myself. So question 5, when students are considering registration for their classes for the upcoming years, um, what are some reasons you guys have for them to take AP classes and exams? And are there specific AP classes you would recommend?
I'll start with that one. Well, Dylan, I can't believe you're taking 5. I think that's a lot. I think it's fine to go ahead and try all that, but if you take 1 or 2 a year, I think that is also a way to have perhaps a more balanced life. Probably students who are considering taking AP feel like in a regular non-AP class, they may already have mastered all the content. And so you want to take the AP course if you are functioning at a really high level in that subject. You want an extra challenge. You want to be engaging in college level material while you are in high school. And of course, you might want to consider the benefit to you when you're in college. If you pass those exams, you get advanced placement and then sometimes also college credit. So, my students who've graduated and come back, they're just thrilled that they can skip the freshman composition, or I used to teach AP literature, that freshman literature class, and go right to upper division, get you a little bit of a head start in your college career.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that AP classes are a great way to kind of push yourself a little bit, even if you're a student who has never taken an AP class before. If you're feeling like you want to try a challenge or you'd like to kind of get a taste of the difficulty level that college might have, it's absolutely a great idea. Just pick one that doesn't seem like it would be, something that you like would be great. So pick a subject area that you're interested in, or maybe pick a class that a bunch of your friends are taking, because it's always more fun when you can make a study group and work together. I think that we offer a great range of AP classes on campus. We have, all of the AP science, almost all the AP sciences are available. We've got multiple AP math classes, obviously the English classes. We have lots of great stuff that I think students would find interesting. I mean, personally, I think AP Environmental Science is the best class you can take, but I have to say that because I teach it. So no, I think it's awesome. And actually the cool thing is that there are different ways, like for AP Environmental Science, for example, you don't need to have any background knowledge of environmental science specifically to be able to take the class. So some of the AP classes are more like that. Same thing with like AP Stats. I know you can take that without necessarily having taken any statistics, I think. Don't quote me on that one necessarily, but I think that there's some opportunities there for you to challenge yourselves if you're interested. With some of those classes. And it's great. Personally, like I ended up with all of my AP scores, I was able to graduate from UC Irvine a quarter early. And that was back when tuition was like $5,000 a quarter. So I basically saved $5,000 by not having to stay that extra quarter. And I think tuition has only gone up from there. So it's probably worth a lot more now. I've had a couple students who were able to get 5s, like Dylan got a 5. But then when they go to college, they've been able to take that and then transfer that into like skipping an entire year of science. So there's some good opportunities depending on what your major is and depending on which college you go to. They don't all accept courses equally, but you can save a lot of money too by taking AP classes.
Yeah, that did a great job of answering questions 5 and 6.
Yay! We are overachievers.
Yeah. So kind of a last building question that's not on here. Are there any AP classes that you guys would say like have helped you more, that have really helped you as you've moved on past high school more than other ones that you use maybe even outside of your own English and environmental science spectrums that you have continued to use and apply?
Well, I didn't, like I said, wasn't able to take any AP classes, but I was in the honors history curriculum, and I am a history buff, even though I don't teach history, and was able to take honors world history, honors civics, honors US history, and I found that was a great foundation for so many of the college classes I had, even in philosophy or other history classes, and even my particular subject, AP language. It helps to be well grounded in history to write those compositions and those arguments. So I would give a shout out to history classes.
That's funny. I was just thinking of the same thing. So my honors US history class was really awesome. Our teacher had a fantastic way of helping us to prepare. She would give us like multiple essay prompts and we had to choose. We prepared for all of them and then she would pick and put one on the test. And so it was a great blend of like kind of knowing what was coming, but then also not knowing and having to be a specialist and really be able to write well. She really focused on like understanding concepts rather than memorizing vocabulary. And so that's something that I took with me into college and I've tried to actually carry over into my teaching too, just like really emphasizing it doesn't matter if you know the definition of the word, you need to understand the broader concept as well. So shout out to history. I know that's not our history teacher, but I think our history teachers are awesome.
For sure.
Okay, so now we'll be heading to the Maniac this or that segment, and there's going to be a range of questions where both teachers are going to choose between one or the other, and we'll get right to that. Okay, so for starting off, AP World or AP US History?
AP World, because I never took it.
I'd say AP US.
Okay, multiple choice questions or essay and short answer questions?
Essay all the way, because I'm a writer. I love to write.
I think essay questions are better for understanding what students are thinking, but grading multiple choice can't be beat. It's so easy.
AP Calculus or AP Statistics?
Neither. Thank you.
Both. Love them both. Probably AP Calc though. I took that one in high school and loved it.
Okay. Mountains or the beach?
The beach.
Both in different seasons. I like the mountains for the winter and the beach for the summer.
Brunch or lunch?
I think brunch because it means it's the weekend and I'm out somewhere with my family.
Yes, brunch would be great.
Movies or TV shows?
Movies, although we watch our movies at home on our TV this year. And did you watch the Oscars last night? Anybody watch them?
I did.
A little bit, caught a little bit of it.
I only watched the end, but I saw a lot of the movies this year, but I saw them at my TV because of the pandemic. I know Rachel saying the end in the chat. The end was disappointing. It was kind of like, oh, hi, goodbye. Yeah, they could have had a bigger finish. Anyway.
I normally would have said movies, but I feel like the quality of TV shows in the last like 5 years has gone so high that you almost could basically be watching like a movie that was extended over multiple episodes. Like WandaVision, loved WandaVision. That was incredible. Basically a movie.
Except when they got to the part where we're going to shoot lasers at each other in the sky. And I was like, no, let's go back to the Brady Bunch and let's go back to Bewitched. But yeah, WandaVision was great. Ted Lasso, you guys watched that one? Oh, so good. About an American football coach who goes to coach soccer in England, and he's this really nice guy. Anyway, Ted Lasso, I'm recommending that to everybody listening.
Yeah, lots of good TV shows out right now. I definitely agree. Okay, so audiobooks or paperback and physical books?
Physical books all the way for me.
It's really hard for me actually. There's a series that I'm reading. If you like epic fantasy, I highly recommend The Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. It's crazy though, because I started on audiobook and I learned how to pronounce all the characters' names, but I had no concept of how they were spelled. And then I started reading the physical book and I was like, what? That name starts with a K? What is going on? So, but it's cool because the physical books have all these cool pictures, but then the audiobooks, you get like the author's voice and like the expression and it goes slower. So I catch some of the words and things that I might like skim over too quickly because I'm so into the book, I'm turning the pages really quickly. So I don't know. I think it depends on the context, both. I like them both.
Sorry. I like physical books because in my course, I'm teaching a lot about syntax. So I'm curious, like, is that a semicolon or is that a dash? Or look at that long periodic sentence or look at that short sentence after that long one. So I love all the intricacies of the written word. So I like to see it.
Yeah, didn't expect much else from Miss Lindfors over there. Makes
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, so for our last one, desktops or laptops?
Neither? Can we say neither and just be in summer already?
There you go.
I'd like to leave my computer behind.
Is there even such a thing as a desktop computer on this campus anymore? I think we're all using laptops. But I would say a MacBook Air over a Dynabook. Dynabook is what the teachers were given to teach on. So I would say I'm using my own MacBook Air.
I like my MacBook Air very much. It's so light. I can just take it, anywhere. It slips in my backpack or even my purse. Like I have a bigger purse type of thing. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Desktops, if you're gaming, that's what I would say. If you're going to be doing video games, you definitely want a desktop, and probably a PC, probably not a Mac. My
sense.
Mac doesn't handle video games very well at all. But you guys probably already knew
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of students have got that down by now.
that.
Sure.
Okay, so before we end this month's episode, we would like to congratulate all the new 2021 and 2022 ASB cabinet and all the members, and thank everyone for voting last Friday. And thank you all for listening in, and thank you, Miss Rasmussen and Miss Lindfors, for starring in this episode. And as always, Mesa, reach out to ASB if you have any ideas for upcoming episodes. Thank you.